did it. I took a chance on me. We'll see if it pays off.
It is absolutely crazy to think about now. But the day I applied for the Her Space grant and sponsorship was really on a whim. I had seen the post quite a bit. The wonderful woman who puts this on, who is the host of Her Space, is a friend acquaintance that I have known for a while because our girls were in Girl Scouts together. Her daughter was in my Girl Scout troop, and yeah, we hung out a little bit. But of course, COVID happened. Everybody kind of went their own ways, and it turned into kind of cheering each other on from afar. And that's exactly what I was doing. I was following everything that she was doing. She's a wonderful child advocate in New Mexico. And even out here, I still kind of follow along. She's doing amazing things. And I saw her kind of introduction of it. I thought it was really cool and tried to brush it off, kind of stayed in my head. And yeah, it was just there and there and there. And the more I tried to push it out of my head, the more I saw the videos. It was like the more that my Instagram, my Facebook was just flooded with it. And it was often just the same video popping up over and over and over again. The deadline was Halloween, October 31st. I was sitting in my car in line for pickup at school for my daughter. Realized I got there a little bit early. Still had about 10 minutes before the bell even had rung for the day. I opened up my phone and there was the ad again. There was her telling us that today's the last day. Make sure you really get into those applications. And I just thought, you know what? Fuck it. I didn't prepare anything. I honest to God don't know what I wrote. I remember talking about just my goal for having a vlog, having a community for parents like me, for just wanting to put myself out there to do this content creation, and I submitted it. The next day I get a message from Angela saying that I didn't even put my email on any of the stuff. I put my name in, so luckily she knew who I was, so I sent her my email. Shortly after that is when they went through all the applicants. They narrowed it down to 10, and yeah, it went from there.
I did it. I'm one of the top 10 finalists, and whether I get it or not, that's still really impressive. I took a chance on me. We'll see if it pays off, but no matter what, this is what's gonna happen. Doing this will just make things a little bit easier for me as far as getting the equipment and stuff that I need, but this is the beginning.
When I had my interview, we were talking about kind of what she was looking for and the whole setup of things. The Her Space grant was helping women who are pivoting in their life. It was titled Pivot with Purpose. So I talked about picking up my daughter, moving to Phoenix so that she could start this new adventure and so that I could too. I told her about finding love with a teenager with autism, finding someone that would really understand and appreciate that and understand our life. I talked about, just everything that I had in my head, all my dreams for this channel, for everything that's going to be coming in the future. And I guess I fit that bill of what she was looking for, because before I knew it, I was getting the next steps.
I just woke up to the best news ever. I am one of the recipients of the Her Space sponsorship, and I am so excited. This means I can set up my business, I can build my enterprise that I want, and I can start now. It doesn't have to be a someday. I can get a camera that doesn't have 20 minutes at a time to film because that's all the battery will take. My mind is going crazy, but I am so excited that I took this chance on me, and I am just blown away that not only was I a finalist, but now I'm one of the winners. This is so cool. What I thought was just a small pivot of getting me and my daughters in place where we could grow is going to be the start of a brand new adventure that I didn't even realize how big it was going to be.
So of course, after I did the initial interview, was narrowed down from the 10 applicants to one of the 4 winners. We did our podcast interview.
Today has been an insanely busy day, but I just got home from picking Boo Bear from school. I need to hurry and do my makeup, touch up my hair, fix, of course I have a zit this day, but it is almost time for my interview for the podcast for Her Space for being one of the grant winners. So let's hurry.
And that whole experience of getting ready, feeling confident, kind of going through what I wanted to say, hoping that I wouldn't sound nervous or scared or anything like that, just really solidified what I wanted, what I was dreaming about, and what I could really do. The wonderful thing about Angela and her team is that they really do make you feel like your dreams are something that can be accomplished. And honestly, just watching her and knowing her for as long as I have, I know you can, because I've seen her do it. And I've seen people that we have been in our kind of circle do things like this. They've done amazing things. And I really, really want to take those kind of mannerisms and reflect them into my life. I want to reach out. I want to see what I can build. I want to see what comes next. And now winning the grant that, yes, awarded me a pretty good sum so that I can get started. This was not a I can do this eventually dream. This is a, hey, here's our break, get started. So from there, that's exactly what I did.
Now that the interview is done and I have the date when the episode will be going out, I have made my first purchase to me to get this whole thing rolling and to make sure that I have everything I need to make sure there are no excuses and that I won't have anything to stand in my way. So just left Best Buy and got this pretty little MacBook Air. I'm so excited. I haven't had a MacBook in so long. And yeah, I'm gonna get it set up. This way I can edit everything and take my editing wherever I go.
Now, using that grant, I have set myself up and gotten the majority of the supplies that I need. That was really fun to do. Because I just was kind of playing around with what is going to be needed immediately, what I'm going to need in the future to where I can work up to, and then setting aside a chunk so that I can get kind of the licensing, the business setup, all of that together too. And that is my last step that I am still working on because I'm trying to find a name for my business. And that is the hardest part, is trying to figure out this name. I have everything sorted out. I have all of the details, all of the research done on what I need to make this a legitimate business in Arizona, as well as how I can proceed in these next steps. So I have kind of a game plan broken down into the year, so quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, and I have things set aside to where I can continue to hit those goals. Now, yes, I did get, again, quite a bit of supplies and equipment when I first got the grant, just because I wanted to make sure that I had no excuses. So one of the first things that I did play with was, of course, camera. I got the cute little Insta360 Go Ultra, which is what I'm using right now, along with the microphone to go with it, just because it was a good pair, a good deal that I found. I also got a few gadgets. I like to move around when I am filming things, so I wanted to find a little track dolly. Nothing too big, but that would still be feasible, so I got one, and yeah, it just kind of moves around. You put the camera on and it follows you around everywhere. It's pretty cute and pretty fun to play with. Then, of course, I wanted a good setup for myself. So I got a new nifty little microphone that I'm going to be using for podcasting once that gets started, as well as filming these videos and doing different voiceovers and such. I also got me this brand new little desk. It is a standing desk. You can see my mess over here of all of my tripods and everything, as well as a walking pad that I actually found on Facebook Marketplace. But I wanted to make sure that I'm still hitting the goals that I have for myself while I'm hitting the goals that I have for my business. So having that walking pad and that standing desk is really gonna help everything, especially since I don't have to be sitting down for hours at a time. And of course, my first purchase, which was my MacBook Air, so that I have really no excuses when it comes time to editing, which has been wonderful because my daughter goes to therapy every week, and it's nice to sit out in the waiting room for an hour and edit things. I don't have to be playing on my phone. I don't have to be waiting for anything. I can just do that. The other thing that I did that was a huge investment in myself that I am working through slowly and just kind of soaking it all in because I do each of the lessons over and over. That one is the Creator College with Jun Yu, and I hope I said that right, but it is wonderful. I've been to a few of his lives and they have just been fantastic. His master classes really blew me away. I did the very long one in, I think it was December, and that's where I found out about Creator College and just really wanted to learn about everything. So I did take the chance on myself. I am a big, of course, as a teacher, I'm big on education. I wanted to make sure that I knew the ins and outs, I knew what was going to be changing, and I knew all of the best ways to go about this, as well as being able to keep up with any of the changes that, of course, come with social media on almost a daily, weekly basis. What I've learned so far, I'm already starting to implement, getting a slow start on social media as far as my Instagram. I did want to have everything set up for February 1st, but I kind of twisted some things that needed to be changed around in my strategy. Now that I have that kind of solidified, I feel a lot more confident and ready to move forward with that. So those will be going out. I already have a few out actually, but I am gonna just be consistently going with that, as well as finding out more about YouTube, creating digital products. I've learned a lot from Creator College, and I am so glad and so grateful that I took that chance on me and was able to take that chance on me. That's kind of all the setup that I got right now. Again, like I said, I put aside a good little chunk of it so that I can be able to fund different parts of this that are going to be moving forward. So I have all of that ready. Now, like I said, I do have a lot planned for this business, for this channel, for all of the things that are going to be branching off of it. That includes digital products, meetups, fun events for families, getting together kind of like a step-by-step book that I am creating. We're going to be building a podcast. That section is going to be all about the people that I meet and getting guests and people to just kind of sit around so we can talk about the hardships. Raising a kiddo that is on the spectrum, raising kiddos with disabilities, how it kind of differs through all different things. Being a parent ourselves and kind of the stress that it puts on you. Finding yourself outside of being a parent, knowing that sometimes that parent role is gonna go on a lot longer than kind of anyone that may be around you. It's all going to be a very concise kind of fitting together thing, which I think is amazing. I have worked really hard these last few months just planning everything out meticulously because that's the way I am, but I have a really good feeling about the direction of this, the setup, and the steps that I am already making towards this. And again, it's so nice to have somebody say, yes, I believe in you. I know you can do this. This is a wonderful mission. Do it up. And I feel like that's exactly what Angela and her team did. I thank you so much, Angela and the Her Space team, for this opportunity. And I promise it will be something amazing. I hope it will be something amazing.